It's the first Friday night of the month of August here in 2024, and you know what that means, Bonssa Tufa. The 11th running of the NAPA SK5K, the longest and richest race of the season for the SK Modifieds.
It's only $5,000 to win. Oh, by the way, we have the Gamblers Challenge, which adds another $5,000 to the pot. 111 laps, so no matter where you start in the SK Modified field, we know how tight the field is. You have time to make your way to the front. It's going to be a good one. We've seen a lot of different winners in this event. A lot of top-tier SK Modified drivers win this event. Who's going to add their name to the list? We'll find out on Friday, but 111 laps. It's been a long time since they've run that many in one feature. We'll see who can last the longest in the end.
2011, and it was Keith Rocco that won that last long-distance event for the SK Modifieds. That was over 100 laps, and he picked up the win on that evening and is still looking for his first NAPA SK5K win.
I was just going to say, and he can join a small club of drivers who have won all the big SK events, the TC13, Senators Cup, and SK5K. Mike Christopher Jr. is the only one that's done it. Keith Rocco could add his name by winning the SK5K. David Arute could add his name by winning the SK5K. But there's a lot of drivers, over 25 in all, competing for this event. Over half have a chance to win. It's going to be tough from the get-go. We'll see who saves and who comes out on top.
Is this the week Todd Owen kind of gets back on the tracks? We have yet to see him on the podium this year. He is the defending winner of this race.
And that was his first win of the year last season. And he came off a fourth-place run last week, which was his first top five in nearly 2 months, which is hard to believe for the three-time defending champion known for his consistency. Hasn't had the luck, accidents, mechanical issues. He had good luck for 3 straight years. Eventually, it was going to turn around, but it'd be a good place to start by getting a good run or even the win in the SK5K for his second straight year.
And one driver, of course, not to overlook, last week's first-time winner, the 96th different winner in the division, and Mikey Flynn.
Yeah, it took him 71 starts to get his first SK win. He's been in that division since 2020 on a full-time basis. He picked it up last year. We saw him fighting for podiums halfway through the season, 2023. He teamed up with Keith Rocco for 2024, and he's been fast, just needed a little bit more to get to victory lane. He showed it last Friday. That's a huge win for him. That's his first modified win at Stafford. He has 2 victories prior, but they both came in legend cars. So he finally got that big track win. Dylan Kopech behind him finished second, a much-needed podium run for him. He's had a lot of bad luck this year. Marcello Refrano, back-to-back podiums. It seems like he's gotten it figured out now. So we talk about Todd Owen hoping to figure things out. For guys like Flynn, Kopech, and Refrano, maybe last week is a sign of what's to come. We'll see what happens in the 111-lap SK5K.
And for Flynn and Kopech, they were coming off horrible weeks the race prior.
Yeah, Kopech broke a motor, and then Flynn didn't break anything. He just had kidney stones, which probably feels like a broken body. I never had them before, but kidney stones are not fun to deal with. And he raced while dealing with it for about 6 laps just to at least get the points and whatnot. But drivers are tough like that, or just a different breed. I don't know. But he bounced back 2 weeks later to get the win. That's a huge shot in the arm for that 24 team. They just got to keep that up.
Those are just some of the names, part of a wide open field for the SK Modifieds for 111 laps and over $35,000 on the line for their premier event of the season. Let's talk about the late models for a moment. The premier full-fendered class here at the racetrack, and Adam Gray, a former champion, struggled to the start of the season, but boy, the last 2 weeks he's been on a roll.
And last Friday, he started back in Vernon. He started 16th out of 18 cars and somehow found his way through the field. A couple cautions helped him out, but he still had to pass a good amount of cars to take the victory. I don't know what that 97 team figured out in the last couple weeks, but it's working for him. It reminds me of Adam Gray from a couple years ago when he won 4 consecutive features. Am I saying he's going to do that again? Not quite, but he's on a good pace right now. He got past Bobby Sturck. Bobby Sturck had a great run going, blew a motor. He'll be back, though, and he feels good about the car. Paul Verrecchio Jr. finished second. He was reeling in Gray, but time ran out. That being said, with Verrecchio's second-place run and Gambacorta getting caught up in an accident, the point gap for Gambacorta is down to 8. So Gambacorta had a bit of a cushion in the point standings, but it's going away, and last week was a huge cut in that gap.
And Verrecchio has a lot of momentum right now. 4, I believe, consecutive podium finishes.
That's the thing, is that Verrecchio has gone 4 in a row with podiums, but also 10 starts, 7 podium finishes. Every time, no matter where that 39 starts, he finds himself in the top 3 in the end. That's just how good that 39 has been, but that's just how good Verrecchio himself has been as a driver.
In the SK Light Modifieds, it was a wily veteran back in victory lane, the winningest driver, adding to those numbers.
I think Chris got tired of us talking about Hovey and Chapman, all these youngsters coming through every week. Chris Matthews, 45-year-old, winningest SK Light Modified driver at Stafford, back in victory lane for the first time in just about a calendar year. He's always good for those 1 or 2 wins a year. He's fast every week. He had a lot of top fives in the beginning of the season, went through a bit of a rough patch, but he's back on top. A big win for him. He's up there, top 5 in the standings or so. But, guys like Nick Hovey, fast guys, finding trouble once again, got in a wreck in turn 3. His 3rd DNF of the season. That's why he's down to 7th in points. He's got a couple wins, but he's got to stay out of trouble, and he's been struggling recently in that regard. Tyler Chapman, 15th to 3rd, another strong podium for that 41 team, extends his point lead because Alex Pearl didn't finish either. He came off a win the previous feature. And then Nick Anglais was right on Chris Matthews' back bumper in the last 5 laps, raced him clean. Says he's trying to clean up what happened earlier this season, and he did a good job. He was faster than Matthews arguably at the end, but didn't push the issue, ran him clean, finished 2nd, took the runner-up spot. Now he can build from there and try to get his first win in about 3 years.
Best run of the season for Nick Anglais with that runner-up finish a week ago. In the limited late models, another huge field, over 20 cars taking the green flag, and a familiar face back in Napa victory lane for the first time since opening day.
Which is kind of hard to believe because I feel like when Matt Clement won opening day, a lot of us thought, it could be similar to last year when he won 4 times. But he had been struggling a bit. And when I say struggling, I mean he's finished 4th, 6th, 3rd, 7th, but we hadn't seen him up front every week. But to be fair, nobody's been racing up front every week. Every week, somebody else is up there battling for the win. This past Friday, it was Matt Clement. That's a big victory for him. He just loves to win. I know he wants the title, but he loves to win. He's always pumped in victory lane. He celebrates it like it's his last. 2nd win of the season. Him and Rich Hammond, the only 2 drivers to win more than 1 event this year in the limited late models. Jeremy Lavoie, another kind of off night for him.
7th, I believe.
Yeah, it's just I thought he might have figured something out in the 30-lapper, but not too great last week. Behind Clement, Devin Jensick, he's just been really stout. Quietly stout. A 2nd place finish, 2nd in points now. He's not that far behind Matt Clement with how big this field is. One bad night can change everything. So I'd keep an eye on Devin Jensick because I think it's the best he's been in this division. He only has 1 win. He's had a 3-win season before, but I think on a weekly basis, this is the best the 23 has been.
18 points separate Matt Clement from Devin Jensick. Devin keeping him close. That's only 9 positions on the racetrack in what is a growing field seemingly every week.
Well, 21 cars the last couple weeks, and who knows, there might be more to come.
Absolutely. And in the street stocks, we stand where a lot of the action happened here in turn number 2 last Friday night between the race leaders, leading to a bit of a change toward the top of the championship standings.
For a caution-free feature, that was an exciting race. You had the top 5, 6 cars nose to tail. Jason Lafayette took the lead. Travis Hydar carved his way through the field, picking them off one at a time. Just about finished the pass on Lafayette when they made contact and it slashed Hydar's right rear tire, taking him out of the race. Then Travis Downey gave it a shot and darn near ended up right there. He overcorrected but recorrected just in time before he hit the wall. Finished 4th. Jason Lafayette holding off Jason Raymond at the checkered flag for his 2nd win of the year. Jason Raymond, so close. He felt like if he had 1 more lap, he could get Lafayette. You talk about the big picture. Hydar, another DNF. That's his 3rd DNF of the season, which is insane to believe for a guy who's won 7 times. But Downey has the point lead now, or had the point lead. He's extended it now to 20 points. It's not even over Hydar. It's over Tyler Trott. Hydar is 3rd in points, tied for 3rd with Lafayette and Aslan. The top 6, 38 points apart after 11 features. That's a tight division, and with how crazy things can get in this class, one night can flip everything upside down. Downey has a good spot right now. Because he didn't wreck, he has a good point lead. He needs to stay up there. He can't afford another DNF like a couple weeks ago. That tightened everything back up. He's got to stay clean and stay up front.
The DNFs for Travis Hydar, I believe 2 flat tires and a transmission failure at the start of a feature event, have him 3rd in the championship standings for the winningest driver in the division and of the season for the street stocks. Those are just some of the stories and what is going to be a busy Friday night of racing here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. The 11th running of the NAPA SK5K for the SK Modifieds and all of the weekly divisions will be in action here at the Stafford Half Mile. We hope to see you here. And if you can't be here in person, you can tune us in on Flow Racing just after 6 o'clock.